Hi, I'm Dr. Maitri Shankar, and today I'm excited to guide you through a fascinating intersection of neuroscience, gut health, and culinary medicine. We'll explore the dopamine pleasure pathways and the psychology behind eating habits and the role of pre and probiotics, mindful and meaningful eating, therapeutic foods, and some practical ways to integrate all these learnings. We explore how the right foods can not only nourish but heal, and how we can use this knowledge to guide our patients in making lasting lifestyle changes. Let's look at by how our cranial nerves play a key role in sensory processing. The eyes, the nose, the tongue are all constantly taking in information, as you can see on this very busy slide. Whether it's a sight of a delicious meal, or the smell of fresh baked bread, or the taste of something sweet. All these signals are transmitted to the brain where they are processed and can trigger powerful emotional responses related to food. The visual cues are one of the first things that influence our desire to eat. The optic nerve transmits the visual information to the brain, shaping the first impressions of food. Whether it's the bright colors of the fruits or the visual appeal of a well prepared meal, our eyes can significantly drive our hunger, often overriding actual hunger cues. Smell is one of the strongest senses when it comes to triggering emotional responses related to food. And the tongue has different taste buds: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. And the signals from these taste receptors are sent via the facial and the glossopharyngeal nerves to the brain, where they contribute to our eating decisions. Understanding this helps explain why certain tastes, like sweet or salt, can become addictive and hard to resist. Now that we have covered the sensory inputs, let's talk about how these signals lead to emotional eating. The brain processes these sensory inputs and often associates them with emotions, comfort, or reward. Over time, these associations become conditioned responses where certain foods are linked to positive emotions or relief from stress. Whether it's stress, happiness, or social influence, food becomes a coping mechanism. Understanding these drivers allows us to address the underlying behaviors contributing to unhealthy habits in our patients. Did you know that obese individuals often have a heightened sensitivity to sweet and salty tastes? Research shows that this increased perception can reinforce overeating of unhealthy foods. This knowledge opens up a pathway for us to design interventions that can recalibrate taste sensitivity and promote healthier choices. Comparing the BMI groups between these two research studies, they showed that those with obesity had lower recognition thresholds for sugar and salt, meaning that they taste sweetness and saltiness with more intensity. Now let's talk about the pleasure hormone, dopamine, which plays a key role in reinforcing eating habits. When we consume pleasurable foods, like dopamine is released and activating the areas like the ventral tegmental area, nucleus accumbens, and the prefrontal cortex. And some the brain scans show that how sugar lights up the same areas in the brain as addictive substances as cocaine, nicotine, or alcohol. And it's no coincidence we call this the pleasure trap. Food has become one of the most socially accepted forms of addiction. We celebrate it with birthdays, holidays, and we even mourn around it. And the food giants know this as well. They, just like hospitals, how we have pharmacists to craft the perfect medical formulas, These million-dollar companies employ food scientists and tasters to create that perfect combination of SOS, salt, oil, or sugar. And this combination is highly addictive. And while I won't name the names, we all know the big players, right? Ironically, their ads market this as a good thing, but they are profiting at the expense of our health. Mindful and meaningful eating is a powerful tool to improve our relationship with food. It involves paying full attention to the experience of eating, tuning into the textures, the flavors, and the aromas. Mindful eaters are more likely to savor their food, leading to improved digestion and reduced overeating. And this goes a step further by aligning our food choices with values and health goals. Meaningful eating is label reading, which is essential for making informed food choices. And they can often hide unhealthy ingredients like um, sugar, salt, and trans fats behind clever marketing. Claims like organic or low fat don't always guarantee a healthy product. Being mindful of portion sizes and scanning the ingredient list for hidden sugars or unhealthy fats to truly eat with intention. Common pitfalls are, which are, the hidden ingredients in the foods, which are like could be milk derivatives like casein or lactose, and non-dairy, which is eggs, wheat, corn can also be hidden. It's essential to read the ingredient list that contains statements to avoid these kind of hidden ingredients. Probiotics are also widely touted for gut health, but not all probiotic products are created equal. While selecting probiotics, look for the strain, the quantity measured in CFUs, and proper storage information. Foods like yogurt, kefir, fermented vegetables naturally contain beneficial bacteria. Choose some brands which list specific strains like the lacto or the bifido and ensure that they are live cultures. Here are some examples of some brands and also some vegan strains. These microbes are diverse and vibrant, as colorful as a snorkeling landscape, right? And each of them play a key role in keeping us healthy. Here's a slide showing you the clinical trials related to microbiota. Many trials have been happening, and they are all being used in disease treatment as well. And this is a timeline, which was, I think, initially in 1907, the suggestion came in that the association of lactic acid bacteria with health. And over the years, in 2016 was when FDA defined a LBP, which is a live biotherapeutic product. And the latest you can see on NASA's Omics website, research which is looking at the molecular impact of space travel on human health using genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics. By understanding how space travel affects astronauts at a molecular level, scientists can develop personalized countermeasures to prevent adverse health effects. Interestingly, this research is helping us better understand how environment and diet impact health on Earth, including how to enhance our gut microbiota for better resilience. Now, let's shift our focus to the gut. These tiny creatures, the gut scans, this is a gastric transit scan, which we do in the nuclear department, and it shows us how the food moves through our digestive system, and the patterns can change depending upon what we eat, whether it is liquid or solid, whether it is plant-based or animal-based. Think of it like the moss which grows on the bricks after the rains. Those bricks in my garden there, these kind of the bricks provide the foundation for which the microbes grow on. these tiny creatures in our gut are often referred to as second brain because they influence our mood and overall well-being. And I have this gut feeling and the research to back it that fiber-rich plant-based foods are especially beneficial. They encourage the growth of good bacteria, which can help fight conditions like depression. So it's not just a feeling, it's science. Our gut truly is the second brain, and the foods that we eat play a pivotal role in shaping our gut microbiota. Prebiotics are non-digestible fibers that feed our good gut microbes, while probiotics are the beneficial live bacteria itself. Foods like onions, garlic, banana are great sources of prebiotics, while yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut are probiotics. And together they enhance digestion, boost immune system, and reduce inflammation. For a, for a prebiotic to be effective, it must meet these criteria that it must be non-digestible by the host, it should be selectively fermented by the gut bacteria, and it should be able to stimulate beneficial flora. And strains like Lactobacillus are most common, and there is also known to be having an inverse relationship with fiber. The high fiber diet is linked to lower risks of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even cancer. It works by increasing the stool bulk, slowing transit time, and helping to create excess estrogen and toxins from the body. Historically, our ancestors consumed over 100 grams of fiber a day compared to the mere 8 to 15 which is being consumed today. We should all aim for about 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day, which will help improve digestion and multiple health benefits. Probiotics are improving the gut health through several mechanisms, and they help balance the gut microbiota, and they work by different strains are available. And for example, Saccharomyces boulardii is known to support gut health during episodes of diarrhea, whereas Acidophilus is extensively being researched for improving digestion. The Bifido strains, commonly found in infants, are particularly good for maintaining the immune system. So check the strains. It's good for immune regulation, and it's also good for the activity, enhances the activity of the natural killer cells, which is essential for fighting bacteria. Enhancing therapeutic foods are more than just nutrition. They actively help prevent, manage disease. Anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, ginger, garlic reduce inflammation, while antioxidant-rich foods like berries, dark chocolate, green tea may help protect against cellular damage. There are many practical applications integrating knowledge into daily life, creating balanced meals, developing healthy eating habits, and personalizing diets. So multiple things have already been covered, so I won't go into the details. This is a picture of different microgreens growing on my windowsill. Wanted to just share that with all of you. And sprouting. We will also be giving you a links of many of the videos I have made on making plant-based milk, growing microgreens, and even sprouting. There is a homemade sprouting system which I have done, and I'm happy to share that with you. Do check it out. And thank you all so much for being here today and joining me on this deep dive into how food, psychology, and gut health come together. I want you to, as the last talk for the conference, I want to leave you with this thought that the choices we make around food are not just about nutrition. They are about longevity, cognitive health, and overall life quality. Let's carry these lessons forward, integrating mindful eating and into our own lives and the care we provide. Thank you all again for your kind attention and being a part of this conference. Thank you.